Hey guys, welcome back to Scale Like a Savage, the podcast, where we sit down with entrepreneurs, leaders, visionaries, and people who are building something bigger than themselves. I am Jamie Seneca, joined by my incredible co-host, Brittany Boatwright. And today we are beyond excited to welcome a guest who has made a massive impact in the real estate industry on countless agents, team leaders, and entrepreneurs across the country. And I am proud to say Suneet Agarwal is also one of my personal executive business coaches as well. So
Yes.
Suneet is the co-founder of Reside, founder of Best Sac Home Groups, Homes Group, Best Sac Homes
Homes
Group.
Group, sure, yeah.
Yeah. A Cheplak live coach and one of the most respected operators and leaders in our industry. He is responsible for more than $5 billion in real estate sales. And what Brittany and I have realized through our own journey is that growth behind every level of success comes with risk, setbacks, sacrifice, and the decision to keep moving. So that's really what we're going to unpack today. Welcome, Suneet, to Scale Like a Savage podcast. We're honored to have
Thank
you.
you. I love that name. Where'd that name come from?
We came up with it in the car
Awesome.
on a 1.5 hour ride to John's Ranch in Mississippi.
The KFR.
Best origin story.
Yeah.
Best origin story. I love that.
We were using Chatty G at the time. I think ChatGPT were like, what's the name? We were describing our goals, what we wanted to accomplish. And it gave a whole bunch of random names. James, do you remember the options?
The other names were so bad, and Mike Benton was in the car, and he was like, absolutely not, absolutely not. And then we came
That's
up with
great.
Like a Savage.
Yes, way to go on starting this podcast with each other. Like, as someone who's had, I think, 3 podcasts over the years and hundreds of episodes, it's a really good way to like deposit into that universal bank and put out that content, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's another good way for everyone listening. It's a good way to have content for everything. Like if you go to my Instagram, Facebook, email list, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, like you see podcast content on it every damn day. So there you go. Good.
We are so excited for you to contribute to our community and build out Scale Like a Savage. So
yes,
before we get into everything that you have built, we want to take you back to a moment where you almost didn't keep going. And what happened in your life during that season?
I mean, it's been multiple times, right? Like if you want a little bit of a painful origin story, I got 2, maybe 3 while we're at it.
I think I only know one of them.
Yeah. So when I like got out of college, and in college I just was reckless. Took me like 6-7 years to get a bachelor's, graduated from like the top party school in California, and like didn't leave. I just hung out for 2 years afterwards, just like doing whatever. And I finally got a job, and a job was that during this time, the refinance boom was big, and it was subprime days. So one of the top companies, you guys may have heard of it, maybe it's before your time, it was called AmeriQuest. So AmeriQuest did so many loans nationwide. And then we had an office of like 1,500 loan officers. It was churn and burn, baby, right? Like anytime anybody with an AmeriQuest mortgage got their credit pulled, it would become a lead, and they'd hand that lead to all 1,500 people working there. Right. And that was the day, like when all the crazy shit you heard about mortgage fraud, all that was all happening. And it was really crazy. So got out of that and joined my buddies in a mortgage company. And me, like I was the same dude. I was working my ass off, didn't have the marketing chops yet, really, and social media wasn't a thing. And but I just was cool to everybody and worked my ass off, and ended up selling a bunch of loans, and then getting a branch, started buying a bunch of houses, started balling, bottle service twice a week, like all the cars, living like a rapper, right? And really reckless, right? And I went, and when the mortgage market, like when that meltdown happened, I had like, I don't know, $1 million in commissions that just went poof. I was like, shit. Like I just bought another house, big old house, another one, right? Like my 3rd house in like 3 years. And all of a sudden I went to like nothing. Like I just ran out of money super fast. And then the market kept on getting worse. I moved around. So, and at that point I said, I remember like calling my mom, like crying to her, look at me being all sharing that, but calling just out of stress, right? It was a mix of like just irresponsibility and giving that much money to people that young, right? Like I was like 31 or 32 when all that happened. So now I got to start over. So what am I going to do? Well, the only thing I know how to do is hustle, right? And back in the day in college, all those 6 years, I was a hustler and I sold cannabis, right? I lived in Humboldt County. I had dreadlocks. I was that friggin' guy.
Dreads? I gotta see a picture of this.
A picture of this.
Right? Like I was that guy. I was that guy. So got back into it. And at that time, like George W. Bush was still president. So like medical cannabis here in California was still very gray, right? Like, so we got open, it started going well. We started working with cities and lobbying cities and counties and getting the permits passed and really doing good work to where at some point I was the same guy I am now, but in the cannabis industry, right? Like now social media was a thing. Now marketing was a thing. Now speaking at events about medical cannabis was a thing. I was the same friggin' guy, right? Like that hasn't changed that much. And, it got to a point during the re-election campaign for Obama where he wanted to appear tough on crime and instructed every state has U.S. attorneys, right? California has four for the 4 different districts, right? And they wanted to appear tough on crime, so they started threatening forfeiture of medical cannabis dispensary owners, landlords. So they would go to our landlords and say, we're going to seize your property if you don't kick out your dispensary client, right? And they did that all over the state. And my landlord, she wasn't like a wealthy lady. She's like, I need you guys, right? Like, what do we do? And everyone's saying like, you're a great tenant. Right? Like here I am, a locally licensed business, a state recognized business paying a bunch in taxes. Like I was a pillar of like bringing I had 40 people working for me on workman's comp and health insurance. And it was a real thing. It wasn't me slinging sacks out the back of my car in the park, bro. Right? Right? I had like the newspaper writing about me. I was on the news all the time. I was in City Hall hanging out with the mayor and the city council. Like it was as legit as you get in multiple cities. And so we decided to push back on the feds, and then the feds kind of turned up the heat and they served search warrants. So when you serve a search warrant, that's when they kick down your door and take all your shit. So they did that to 2 other people, and those 2 other people they found, bags of cash, like guns, and like under the bed, and those people went to prison, right? Because they were breaking the law, right? So then, as we pushed back on the feds, it ended up creating me as a martyr for the industry. And I'm okay with it now in hindsight, right? So we pushed back through court, through a court order to leave us the hell alone. And that bought us time. And when the time ran out, the feds knocked on our door, raided assets, seized everything. And it was a very scary day. You go from having a bunch of money in the bank to having literally zero because they clear out your bank accounts, right? And then you have 40 employees whose payroll was next week who you got to call and say, hey, dude, I just got raided and we're shut down. I have no money, right? And then tax bills. So it kind of created this whole thing. And now my finances were ruined from all of that, right? IRS bills. Now I owe $1 million to the IRS that I was going to pay, but they took the money any damn way, right? So it just created this whole thing. And yeah, I said, I moved to this ranch here. My mom helped me pay the rent, helped me talk to the landlord. And I had 6 American bulldogs as my guard dogs. I said, I'm going to be a dog breeder. I'm done.
And again, he's starting over.
I'm done.
I love it.
I'm 35 years old. I'm 36, 37 years old. I said, I'm going to be a dog breeder. And that may have been the worst decision I ever made. Talk about, yeah. So I still, I had some consulting gigs always. I've always been good at talking and, teaching people. So I had consulting gigs in different industries, some marketing, some medical cannabis, some licensing in different states. But I was a dog breeder. That was my plan. I said, look, if I could just get a Honda Accord, I was a single guy at the time. I was dating or whatever, but I didn't have, any long-term relationship at that point. And it was crazy. Yeah. So there I am, a dog breeder. And my mom and my old boss from the mortgage company called me and they said, you should be a real estate agent. I said, you're out of your damn mind. I said I was never going to do real estate after mortgage meltdown again. I called you and told you that. Well, Suneet, I made 450 racks last year. I was like, oh, well, tell me more. Turns out that was an exaggeration. But it worked. It got me off my ass, and I went and got a real estate license, right? And now here I am, 38. I was the youngest dude in the office that I joined. Not 38, I was 37. I think missing the years, but it's just that general, like, I think I've been a realtor now for 12 years. So this is about, 13 years ago, 14 years ago. And that first year I went in, dude, and like I was rookie of the year on the West Coast for Coldwell Banker. I was like, well, shit, like, hey, I can do this, winning all the awards or whatever. And it wasn't anything really special. I just showed up, worked my ass off, right? Just smiled and was charming, right? Like no one at the office had leads or called leads and knew about prospecting. So I was just like hustling, working, 3 open houses a weekend, right? Working in the hood, selling the shittiest houses, $40,000 houses in Sacramento. Let me tell you, right? My car would break down at showings. You guys have heard me talk about this, right? Like I didn't have clothes that fit. I just lost a bunch of weight, right? I couldn't bank anywhere because of the Fed. So every check I got, I went to friggin' Walmart to get funds, right? So it was like a real struggle. But now, because my first year, I made like $75,000. I was, oh, well, I can do this. The next year, I was, oh, well, that was cool, but I want to start a team. So I went to Keller Williams and got all the education, all the leads. It was real big. I read that book, the MREA, and it changed my life. Millionaire Real Estate Agent. That book changed my life. Highly recommend it. And I started a team by the skin of my pants. And now, like, all of a sudden, like, now I'm coaching people. Then I get hired as a coach at a company, and then the speaking gigs start. And now it's like 3 years into my real estate career. And 3 years later, we're the #1 damn team in California. Like, what the heck?
Crazy.
That's insane.
Right. So that's kind of like a, long-winded origin story, but I think it's important because it answers your question multiple ways. Like, get friggin' rated, get kicked in the teeth like that, and all your shit taken.
Yeah.
Get back up after that. It took me about a year.
That's
Right.
what I was going to ask you. How long did it take you? And what did you have to tell yourself mentally to like push through and not break down?
You know what? It was such a transitionary period in my life. Like I just worked out a lot. And I was just living like my best broke life. I was super fit, going out, doing cool stuff. And I just wanted to do more cool stuff. Right. And I had already lived the baller ass lifestyle like twice in mortgage and in medical cannabis. So I wanted to get back to that lifestyle. So, thankfully, I was single and I didn't have to worry about the kids. Right. But now, around that same point is when I met my wife. She gets pregnant. I have my first kid, and that having my first daughter, she's 10, right? Like that when my lady became pregnant, I was like, oh shit, like it's time to get to work.
This is real.
Yeah. Was she pregnant before or after you started the team?
I don't remember.
He's like,
I think it all feels like really close to the same time. I think it must have been before. That may have been like maybe the catalyst because I do remember like showing houses every weekend and being gone. And like, here I am, I think, what was I, 38, 39 at the time. And here I am about to be a dad at that older age. Like that's at least what I told myself. Right. So my idea was if I start a team, I'll be able to be home more often. And I guess, sure, I could be home more often. Doesn't mean I have more time. Right. Yeah. But it does mean I can be home more often. And, like I was able to systematize stuff in the business thanks to coaching. Right. Like at this point, I was a coach for Club Wealth. At this point, I was heavily involved in Lab Coat Agents. At this point, I was traveling back then, like speaking on stages. Right. So like all those things happened at the same time. And then becoming #1 in California, which was never a goal. I remember talking to John on a coaching call around this time a couple of years ago. And he's like, how many houses I'm going to do? Like, I haven't checked here. Let me check. And it was something like 1,900 or so. He's like, 1,900? How much volume? Because he's always saying, did you hit a bill? I was all, bro, a bill? Like, I might have been counting like that. And I looked, I was like, bro, it's fucking 1.2 billion. He's all, I said, you think I'll be #1 in SAC? He goes, I think you'll be #1 in the state. And then we looked, I was all, he's all, bro.
That is insane.
Right.
So Suneet, we talk about, one of our first pillars as a part of Scale Like a Savage is systems. What's that one system that was taken away or you didn't have that you know all the shit would tumble down? Like, what's your one system that's the most important?
Jamie, what's my answer?
Everything on Monday and AI.
Monday.
And Monday is free, according to Suneet.
Can y'all tell the listeners probably are like, what, Monday, the day of the week? No, can y'all tell them what Monday is?
Yeah, Monday is task management software similar to Asana. And I rolled it out that year that I was number one because we had, 500-600 listings at all times. There were all these transactions. So, and hundreds of agents at that point. So I rolled it out then. But I think it's super important. I mean, now it's the way I think, right? Like so many businesses are taped together with spreadsheets in different folders, right? And it's just mad. Yeah, totally. It's going to be many people who are listening to this. And when I was doing that, even today, the amount of shit I do every day, the amount of business and content and everything I do, like I need a trackable system for accountability around tasks, around projects, around transactions. So task management, anybody listening to this, go out and get you a task management software. Doesn't have to be Monday. I prefer Monday. Notion is a great one. ClickUp is a great one, right? Many people and it's kind of, it's just the visual teamwork part of project, moving them forward. That it can't be touched.
Yeah. And honestly, I could attest to that because I get your automations all the time in email and I'm like, damn, he's like sending stuff out at like 4 a.m, but it's all AI and it's all streamlined through your task management system. So it's like you can go live your best life and work is still happening for you.
Yeah. Now I don't even have to log in anymore because I got my AI agents that I can text on my phone and they're just handling all the shit in there. It's dope. It's dope.
You're so ahead of the curve when it comes to technology and AI, Suneet. What's the one AI system you recommend people use? There's so many different kinds. Like, what do you recommend?
So here's the thing. I recommend whatever the user is comfortable with, right? Mm-hmm. There are two aspects to AI. There's the conversational chat inbox thing where sometimes it's used for similar to Google. How do I cook this? What restaurant is good here? Rewrite this email, write me a social media post. Whatever interface you prefer there is fine, right? ChatGPT is fine. Claude is fine. DeepSeek is fine. Google Gemini is fine. For those kind of things, whatever is your preference, right? For the agentic side, which is the part that many people aren't using, I have 11 AI agents operating on my phone and all my systems that work across all my businesses and do all my shit for me, right? That's a whole other thing, right? And if you want, and on the kind of job and the kind of agent specifications, the model has somewhat more of an impact, right? Many people are really stoked on Claude. Me too, right? The reason that many people is because you feel like it writes your social media more like a regular person, and you like the writing out of the box more than ChatGPT. That's most people, right, guys? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I'm getting Jamie on the clock too.
Right, but I can get good copy out of any system now because I have the interchangeable things where the model might have some impact, but it's more about the style and the tone and the skills, which is a Claude term, or most of the agentic side as a skill on there that can make anything write good shit, right? I've been working on a lot of new manuals and IP, info products and info stuff for all my different things I'm doing. And doing it through the newest Claude model is really good because it's able to, the other part of it, how much of my Monday, Gmail, Follow Boss, Go High Level, YouTube, StreamYard, how much of all these things can I plug into this agentic system? And can it go into my Google Drive, into my Notion, into my Obsidian, into my Monday and pull the right content out and then give me something that I want to work with? And Claude, I think, has the advantage there. So there's your answer.
That's a long answer, but that's a great answer.
It definitely makes sense.
Suneet, take me back for a minute because so many people get stuck and it's you're thrown all this tech, all these systems, and it's okay, where do you even start, right? Now you have 11 AI agents doing stuff for you, but how did you know that was it because you were a bottleneck to your business that you needed to leverage yourself out with AI? What was the reason that you implemented?
So AI powered agent, which was a course that I put out the same week that ChatGPT came out.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Right? So That's one of the first ChatGPT courses ever that Nick and I happened to put out with John. Right. So like I've been ahead of the curve. I had a course come out the same damn week. At first, like, you know, when I finally graduated college, it was in management information systems. I'm Indian. Like all my uncles were like engineers. I've had a computer in my house the whole time. My little brother works at a help desk, IT help desk, right? Like that's the environment. But I just have to win, ladies. And I want any little advantage I can friggin' get. And AI gives me a monstrous one, right? And a lot of people are out there talking about using AI to make money. I've made a bunch of money thanks to AI, right? And it's only allowed me to scale everything more.
I love that. It's so fun. People on Facebook, all these AI images, all your AI posts, and I'm like, shut up, because I'm able to post like 7 to 12 times a day.
Yeah. You know, I don't give a shit. Call me annoying all you want. I'll see you at the bank. Okay.
Yes. Suneet, as your businesses were all growing, I know you have, first of all, how many do you have right now?
Okay. So I sold 2. Yeah. The only businesses I really own right now, because now I have a job. The only businesses I really own right now are my team and my mortgage company.
Awesome.
Right. However, like I work maybe an hour and a half a week on the team and maybe an hour and a half a month on the mortgage company. And like full disclosure, like we're not selling as much as we used to. The market is definitely an impact. And also I'm okay. Right. Like I hold every record.
You're like, I already won. Somebody else can have it now.
I'm already number one in everything.
I hold every record. Like, come talk to me when you break my record. You can't.
Yeah. So with you know how the 2 companies, what have you found that most founders like get stuck at and keeps them from scaling out and being able to sell those companies eventually?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's like so much of it is mindset. Like for me, so much of it is mindset because like I've had to build this grit and resilience after getting kicked in the teeth so many times. Right. So like, I'm not scared of shit. I've already been raided by the feds and put a court order against the president of the United States and the federal government. Right. So like, what's the seller going to do? Tell me something that's going to bum me out? Nah, bro. Like all good. Right. So that is a big part of it. And second, the thing that always has the biggest impact on my advancement. I mean, guys, I've been a realtor, 12, 13 years, right? I launched one of the biggest coaching companies ever, sold it, right? Like #1 team. And the big thing that helped, I think, with those leaps was, yes, there's a massive focus on personal development always, right? However, also I always elevated the room that I was in, right? First, I was in a brokerage where I was the youngest guy, only guy with leads. I got to a more outwardly thinking brokerage. I became a coach. I went to another coaching program, became a coach, right? And I kept on changing my rooms, right? And now my room is like, who do I talk to? John Cheplak and Robert Palmer, right? Joe, right?
So badass.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing, like who I'm around has made me see what's possible always. Inspiration, maybe, right? Like, yeah, it's like, here's a funny backstory. I was the team had not yet started. And it was the night of the first election where Trump won. So what is that? Was that 10 years ago?
About 10 years ago, roughly.
Yeah. So I'm sitting at my first real estate conference and an agent from my market gets on stage and speaks. We were in Anaheim and she said, and she was selling way more than me. Like I totally knew her. She was a speaker. I was a first time attendee, right? And she goes, anything I can do, you can do. And it fired me up. So then I found people to inspire me, kept on that journey. And it really worked. Like I'm a testimony.
I can honestly attest to that too, because when I found you guys at the Reside platform and now getting in the Cheplak community, I don't know if I would have believed in myself the way that I do today without seeing what you guys have accomplished. And you've made such an impact in my life in that way too.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, like honestly, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say same thing, Jamie. The first coaching call I had with Matt, at the end of it, I was like, Matt, I realized something on this call. I was like, you're nobody special. And I didn't mean it to sound bad. I was like, you just been doing this longer than I have and in the right rooms and spaces for longer. It's like, if I just keep at it, I can reach the goals that you have.
Well, Brittany,
to your point,
let me tell you guys one thing though, I'm damn special though.
You're special? How are you special? You got rated and Obama
how are you special?
because I just got a good sense of humor. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
And you know what's really amazing, Suneet? You've been in the business, what you said, 12 years?
12, 13 years.
12,
Yeah.
13. I've been in the business 17 years, and I'm not even close to the level of where you got. So I think that's really important for our community and our listeners, is that it doesn't matter when you start. It's just sometimes you have to get kicked in the teeth and kicked in the face to like actually move, you know?
I was like 39. I was 38. Right? I had settled on being a dog breeder, ladies.
Yeah.
Thank God
Were
you
they
chose
pit
that.
bulls?
I remember like doing math and say, okay, if I have this many puppies, I'm like, that many puppies? That sounds horrible. How do I make 50 racks a year? Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, what's your big, like your next big goal for you? What are you aiming for now? Now that you've been number one, you got all these trophies around your neck like a rap star.
I mean, I'm super fortunate now where we are with Reside, and we, John and I and the other founders took it far. But I've been in meetings with the new ownership every day, weeks on end out there at the house, and getting that good food from chefs.
What?
Jamie,
So good.
yeah, I ate so much with him last
into
week.
my business plan after going to that event. I'm like, okay, I need a personal chef.
Yes, eating all that good food. I'm just really excited and allowing me to focus, because the last couple of years, even though we did a bunch of cool shit, I was not focused. I had to run the team. I had tons of coaching clients. I had to run Reside. I've had other businesses at the same time, right? So now this acquisition and the future of Reside allows me to focus. And you guys have been seeing me half focused on shit. Like now I'm solely focused on something. So it really excites me. It got me a little hopped up just now, even saying that, because it's so true. And I missed it so much.
That is huge. You're going to have some big things happening. I could see it. I know.
1,000 teams. 1,000 teams inside of Reside. That's the next number that we're hitting.
It's going to be insane. So you've coached thousands of people at this point? You've done like hundreds and hundreds, thousands of coaching calls. You've lost count.
I've lost count. Yeah.
What do you think is the top 3 things that hold someone back from breaking through and getting to the level that they're trying to get to? I
mean, number one is always like choice and focus management. As I said that I wasn't focused. I mean, maybe that's what makes me special, Brittany. I don't know, is I'm able to focus on multiple things. But
we love it.
But focus and getting the shit done, getting the recruiting reps in, damn it, especially if you're in a real estate space, right? Like that focus on the task at hand is something that people struggle with, right? You could call it time management. And I know you guys know, you better make your calls. Jamie, you coaching people, people say they're going to make their calls and they don't, because because it's painful and it's hard, right? And people keep on lying to themselves that they're going to do it. Yo, John told me to make those calls. After 3 days, I was all, fuck this. Right? So what did I do? I didn't keep on telling my coach that I was going to make the calls. I went and hired somebody to make the damn calls.
It's like leverage.
Leverage it out. If you don't love it, leverage it.
Yes. And that's something else. Like, that's another thing. Like we talked about tech. We talked about AI. We talked about building companies. We talked about Monday. Monday allows me to leverage everything. Because every idea, everything I do, every transaction, every client is logged in there. And I could either have an AI agent do it. I could have a VA. I could have staff. Someone smart like Lauren Raskeb can do it, right? Or Carlton or Jamie, who's up in my Monday, right? Like, so it allows, so like that leverage is like a big piece. And I don't know where I learned it, like, but honestly, like I have someone do my laundry. I don't clean my house. We have a house manager here at the house, like, because like I just need to be able to get my stuff done. And I have to win. Like maybe people don't have that. Maybe that's the third thing, right? Besides focus management, besides leverage, is just the knowledge and the desire. Like I have to win. Yes. I have to beat you who's listening to this. Yes. What's that?
I call that having that dog in you. You got that dog in you, Suneet.
Sure. Yes. Maybe because I'm a dog guy. I always have a ton of dogs. Big old aggressive ones for a long time too. Yeah.
Do you still have a lot of dogs today?
We're down. So all my big like American bulldogs, my big 140-pound dogs with 28-inch heads, like they've all died over the years. But we got 3 dogs now. Yeah, 3 little girl dogs. They're my white dogs. They don't like me, but yeah.
So I was going to ask you, Suneet, too, what's the most expensive lesson that you've learned in business that you could share with our viewers so they don't make the same one?
Don't be a martyr. It only cost me everything. Don't be a martyr, right? Let someone else be the martyr. I have no regrets in anything that I've done. You know, sometimes in hindsight, well, shit, if I wouldn't have done that, like, what would have happened? But honestly, like, my life is amazing, right? So would I be here without that? I don't know, right? But my life is great. I'm super fortunate.
Yeah. If you were back at the beginning, what's one thing you would do that you could share with someone that may be starting today in real estate to help them get off the ground fast?
Personal development and time management. Like, learn to go to Chat GPT or whatever your favorite little pocket AI is, or the Google, or just read about time management and just get that dialed in, right? Like, get your schedule. Jamie's seen my calendar for sure, right? Like, it's dialed. I have to win. I need any little advantage I can get.
Love it. Well, Suneet, thank you so much for being our guest on Scale Like the Savage. Truly an honor to have you here. We know there's going to be so many takeaways from your systems, your advice, people that don't want to get rated, how to avoid the Fed. And for just thank you for being a part of the community and making the Cheplak community, which Jamie and I are just really fortunate for, like making it like just more fun. Like, you have a lot of fun. You don't hate your job. I feel like a lot of people hate their jobs once they get to a certain level of success, and like you just still have fun.
Yes. Well, and everybody watching and listening, you know, make sure you go out and grab my book. I think it's only $2.99 on Kindle. Team Leader Secrets. Jamie has a copy.
I've read it. It's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you. It's 3 years. So make sure you get that, because, you know, after doing these thousands and thousands of coaching calls and helping so many business owners, I really want an easy framework accessible to everybody. So Team Leader Secrets is it.
So we have to ask you one question before we hop off. We ask every guest, what does it mean to you to scale like a savage?
I mean, what's it mean? That's the only speed I know. I've already scaled like a savage.
You're like, I am a savage. I don't know anything different.
Yeah, like, isn't that normal? I mean, look, you know, it's important to have targets. You know, I have a habit of, or a ritual of, like, writing my goals quite frequently, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly. I've kind of split off a little bit as I've been hitting all my goals, but writing the goals and then having that target and knowing how to get there, right? And then doing, by having your time management, by having your leverage, doing the damn work and hit that goal.
That is so great. Suneet, thank you so much for being here. And I truly appreciate your support and your guidance and coaching and mentorship on my personal journey. So I hope that everyone, and I know that everyone listening, is going to get so much value from you today.
So nice. Thanks, ladies.
Yeah. So until next week, guys, come back and learn how you can continue to scale like a savage. We will hear from you next Friday. Bye.